So 3 lessons that I've learned in entrepreneurship and the rules that I follow. The first is, when it comes to a vision, have the biggest vision possible. One of the things I've found is that it takes just as many hours to create a big company as it does a small company. So if you're going to invest your time, try to come up with the biggest vision possible. If you think your market is as big as the state of California, think about how big it could be in the entire nation. If you think it's just US-based, think about how big it could be for the world. Because frankly, like I said, it takes just as much time, and the output is even greater. The second lesson that I learned is that there's a big difference between growing a business and scaling a business. Growing a business is what you do when you add people as you add revenue. So every dollar you bring in, you hire another person to service that revenue. It's a crappy model. I've tried it and it didn't work out so well. Scaling a business, however, is when you create a product and the product sells itself without additional support, kind of like a movie or software where you can create something once and have it replicate many times. The models that you see that become huge, big successes are something like a Google, where they can build it once and have many people use it. No matter how many people use it, it's of marginal cost. And every business that I look into now, I make sure that scale is at the core of everything that we're doing. The third lesson I learned is to raise capital last. In the 90s, obviously, it was all about raising as much money as you could and getting started with a huge pile of cash and then burning through that and hoping you'd find more. Anymore, you just don't need to do that. Right now, it's at a point where you can start, particularly a web business, for so little money that you might as well start on your own using your own cash, deploy that for as long as possible, hopefully get some customers going and get some sales, and only if you absolutely have to, then raise cash. So between those 3 lessons, I think that's a big swing in how particularly web companies, but all companies as a whole, have changed quite a bit.